Welcome to Main Street Media TV, the Public Square 2026. We are live tonight at the Lancaster City Council meeting, so if you will stand by, we'll be right back with the meeting.
Bob Allen is Danville's Dealmaker. Save more on Bob Allen's winning selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Shop on lot or online at boballenmotormall.com. Bob Allen is a proud sponsor of Garrett County Athletics.
Here we believe in more than just banking, we believe in building legacies.
We're here to walk alongside you, on the fields, in the stands, and in life.
Supporting Garrett County Athletics means investing in our future leaders.
First Southern National Bank, financial wisdom, flourishing lives.
Allison is hiring. Big benefits, real growth, and a team that sees you in our future. Apply now. On Facebook, give us a call or just stop in. Allison Abrasives. Opportunity starts here.
The Garrett County Chamber of Commerce, where business meets community. Business and community members alike can get involved, stay informed, and take advantage of helpful insights. Supporting local means a healthier community. Sound good? Then the Garrett County Chamber of Commerce is for you.
At Danville Office Equipment, schools and businesses, large and small, count on us every day. And so can you.
We're proud to be your trusted partner, providing office solutions and supplies built on service, a smart approach, and great teamwork. Danville Office Equipment, Danville, Lebanon, and Somerset.
At Farmers National Bank, our roots run deep in this community, cultivating opportunities and personal and business growth with people you know and know what's important to you. Farmers National Bank, your lifetime bank.
Faces you know, a name you can trust. Weichert Realtors, Ford Brothers Auctioneers. From auctions to dream homes, farms to business properties, no one knows the area better. Weichert Realtors, Ford Brothers Auctioneers in Lancaster can help you.
Welcome to Katie Farthing State Farm,
where personal service is alive and well.
Not just a policy, help when it matters most.
So, what can we do for you? Your needs, your coverage, Katie Farthing State Farm.
Buy local, eat well at Marks Berry Farm.
We're growing and we need you.
Great people.
Great job.
Come be part of our exciting future.
Come taste for yourself or shop online. See our story at marksberryfarm.com.
At Central Kentucky Federal Savings Bank, we understand the meaning of commitment, hard work, and extra effort. Just like our Golden and Lady Lion teams, we're proud to be part of the tradition that makes our community special. Central Kentucky Federal Savings Bank, your hometown friends, your hometown bank.
Safe, secure, Docubit. Introducing DataBot, a precision digital destruction tool that protects your confidentiality and allows for sustainable device recycling. Secure document and digital destruction by the area's premier data protection service. Call Docubit.
Nothing beats the hometown taste of Lee's famous recipe in Lancaster. Go Lions!
Central Kentucky Ag Credit, your hometown team for farm, land, and operating loans. And yes, we're your home loan lender too. Buying or building your dream home in the country? We've got you covered. Find us online at agcreditonline.com.
Choosing the right realtor is like sinking the winning shot or scoring the game-winning run. If you're buying or selling real estate in Garrett or Central Kentucky, give me, Whitney Ellis, a call for the win. Good luck to the Golden Lions and Cougars this season.
Sutton Pharmacy.
Free delivery, easy in and out vaccinations, locally owned. Now that's what I call a hometown pharmacy.
Sutton Pharmacy. Friendly service from people you know.
Founded by Kentuckians for Kentuckians. At Whitaker Bank, we believe strong communities start with people who care. Everyday banking to planning for your future. You can trust our team to reach your financial goals. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. Member FDIC.
You're watching the Golden Lions Sports Network.
Okay, we'll just do a moment's silence then, if that's okay with the council. Thank you not be able to make it this evening. We'll get started here in about a minute. Sean didn't make it. Holiday will be here. You couldn't make it either, so yeah. You want to prayer, Dan? You want to prayer?
You want me to?
If you want to. Okay. We'll do it when we get to that point if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Need me to.
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't mind, it'll be great. Hey, Ted. How are you? Good. All right, I got 6 o'clock. Interim Chief White, if you don't care, if you'll get or Stacy, somebody get our switch for us, we'll get going. All right, welcome everybody to our council meeting this evening. It is our inaugural trial with Main Street Media over here in the corner, so don't mind them. They're just here observing, so no big deal. But we appreciate them being here tonight and giving this thing a trial. So welcome all y'all here. We'll go ahead and if we don't mind, everybody just stand. We'll have a prayer led by Councilman Waters, and then we'll do our pledge.
Our Father, we thank you for this opportunity. We thank you for this day to be here. We just pray in this meeting tonight, Father, that we will do things for the best interest of the people of Lancaster, the cities, or the people that we represent. We just pray that we look after them and their interests, Father, before we put our own. And we thank you for this day, and we thank you for this crowd, and ask your blessings on each and every person in this room, Father. And we thank you. It's in your holy name we offer this prayer. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Chief Hughes, if you don't mind, please, the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Have a seat, please. All right, council, have we had a chance to look over the minutes from last month's meeting? And if so, with no changes, do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all. Have we had a chance to look over the financial report? Any discussion on the financial report before we go into a motion to approve? I will say we're about this time, we're 10 months in, and we're probably doing pretty well, considering where we've been in years past. We're about $275,000 to the good right now across all departments in the green. So I think some of the things we've done over the last few years has really helped us to get to where we're at. Any council members have any comments or feedback on anything with the financial report or any discussion on that?
I'm glad to see we're in the black.
If no other discussion or comments, I'll hear a motion to approve the financial report.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We
Anyone opposed? Any other opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, moving on down to community presentation. Crow's Hat has a request for us this evening. If you want to come up to the podium here, if you'll just let the council know who you are and.
Sure. Hi, council. I'm Justin Thompson. I'm a Garrett County local. Graduated from Garrett County High School in 2007. In November 2025, I took over Crow's Hat Tavern. We opened up in February of this year, and it's been a really fun experience running a bar, meeting a lot of new people in the community, bringing in people from other towns, and I would really like to use the alleyway right next to us. It's South Bowman in Danville, 101 Danville Street is Crow's Hat, to bring in some food trucks on Saturday between 5 p.m. and 10:30. I have a big group of people around Garrett, Lincoln County, Richmond, and Harrodsburg that want to come in, park there, and serve some different food. We could bring in Vietnamese and barbecue, Chinese food, a lot of stuff that we don't have here. So I thought I'd ask permission and see if that was something you guys would want to do.
Every Saturday?
Maybe if we got really busy, there's enough food trucks. There's like 175 food trucks right now in the state of Kentucky. But I was thinking every other Saturday, and this would definitely be after the Heritage Festival, which is this week. So maybe the end of this month, and then every other Saturday start now. And the food truck would be parked at the corner, enough room to where if anyone needed to use the alleyway, they could go through. From my experience, it's not a lot of traffic on Saturday, though.
What about alcohol being served?
Alcohol will be served at the bar, but not in the alleyway, unless that's okay, and we'd shut it down and we would have entry and exit and ID'd and, you know, back and forth, if you wanted to go that route, but that's something we could talk about later. But this is mainly just to, you know, use that space and bring in some new customers to the bar and have new food for the town. I know food's great here, but I'm tired of eating Mexican food every week. So I thought it would be fun, and I come from a cooking background. I've worked a lot of food festivals, and I have a big friend group that's ready to go.
I know the church has been vocal about alcohol in that.
Right. Yeah, and that's one thing he and I talked about as far as the food goes. I mean, as of now, I feel like the alcohol would stay on the inside.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Of the building. We can look at that maybe in the future,
Sure.
but I know our discussions we've had is him wanting to bring in offerings that we don't have locally to not to compete with what we have here, but to actually expound on that and maybe give people other solutions or different offerings than what we have now. And I think it's a great idea. Give it a trial and see how it goes, and then kind of go from there. But
I'm currently partnering with Keys and Crows across the street. They do a bar menu for us, and we've been working with them. I talked to Jackie. He's totally open to the idea. He also wants to bring in more food, and then give people a break, you know, and have other options.
Are you talking about one truck or multiple?
One truck at a time. Yep. And I would post the schedule and, you know, make sure that everyone was aware when it was going to happen, and we, like I said, it'd probably be from 5 to 10:30. That's about, you know, the time people want to, food truck wise, want to get out of there. So.
But you're actually going to block that alley, is that what you're saying?
Well, we could have it at the corner there of Bowman. I think that's how you pronounce that street name, South Bowman. We could back it up right at the corner of our building to where you could still get around. It wouldn't be totally blocked. Or where the PBA building is, we could push it back a little bit, and then you could have the whole alleyway opened up. But I feel like if it was closer to the corner of Danville Street, more people driving by would see it, and that would be a better option for the food truck people actually selling food instead of being hidden.
Yeah.
So closer to the front, but not blocking the alleyway, because it's pretty wide. You can park a car there and get another car around.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think my recommendation would be, as we start it, would probably be to allow the food truck closer to Danville Street. Probably would be to block the alley from 5 to 10, or whatever. It's just from a visibility perspective. While there is probably room for people to get through there, I think on a Saturday night, there's probably not going to be a lot of traffic going two-way through there.
Of course.
That way you could pull it closer to the road. That would be my recommendation to the council, would be to just go on and block it on the nights he wants to use it, but that would be up to you all to decide for sure.
That would be ideal.
I don't think it'd be very safe to have the truck and traffic.
Yeah, you never know when somebody may accidentally walk, you know, if it gets dark, walk over the wrong direction.
It's lit up pretty well there at the corner. I know that the food trucks themselves will have lights, and it will be similar to how they set up in the square, to where it won't be. We'll make sure that there's no danger. There won't be a line of people going into traffic. The line will be the other way in the alleyway.
Yeah.
We'll have someone posted up there. Probably myself. I'm the owner and manager. I'm there pretty much every night. But I would make sure that it was safe and there wouldn't be any issues.
Have you spoke with the new owners of the subway building? I just know they've got a lot of construction plans.
Yes, they do. I know Doug. I have spoke with him. He's totally okay with it. They're working right now on the roof. You probably saw it this morning. And then Friday, they're bricking up the back of it. So that space back there where the PVA building is, there's that open parking spot. You know, I gave them full permission to use it however they need. You know, it's half ours, half, I'm not sure who the other part is. But yeah, I think he's totally fine with it. Wouldn't have any issues, and we'd make sure I coordinate it with him. Yeah.
I would make a motion that we allow the truck, but no alcohol sold or consumed.
Outside of the building.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Fair. Yep. Totally fair.
I'm good with that as well.
Yeah.
I can second that.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, sir.
Great. Thank you all so much.
If we need to change something in the future,
yeah,
we can do that as we need to. Appreciate you being here for sure.
So this is ongoing?
It would be ongoing, yes.
Yeah, we could do it through the summer and fall, and I think it's nice to get people out and, you know, and get them walking the square, and it's a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, I was just asking if the motion was for one time or multiple times.
Okay, yeah, that's a good, so.
I'm saying local.
Yeah, it'd be ongoing until we chose to change it.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you all. I'm Justin Thompson. Yeah. Perfect.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. We appreciate it.
You.
Yeah.
And you can hang out with us, or you can feel free to leave if you like.
All right, I'll go. I've got inventory for this week. We got a big week coming up.
Yes,
so
sir.
I think we are right at the edge too. The festival will be included, and all the streets will be blocked off. So we'll be a part of it. So
yes, sir.
We'll hope to see you all out. Okay. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Appreciate
all.
it.
Y'all have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Anybody that's here this evening for public comment? No? Okay, we'll move on down to department reports. Today was actually our Parks Director's birthday, so him and his wife went on a little trip. I know we just kind of give the council a little bit of an update. Soccer is about 3/4 of the way through. I think we had as Dylan said the last meeting, we had our biggest number yet with soccer. Baseball, softball started this past week. All the fields or all the teams have started practicing. Of course, we start baseball when the rain comes. It hadn't rained in 6 months, and we start baseball when the rain comes. That's how it happens every year. But numbers are good. They're all out there and they're practicing. They're actually practicing tonight even after the rain this morning, which is great. So numbers are looking good. I know that we're doing some upgrades out there at the park, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a little while. About some future type things, but I think overall things are going pretty good and moving on along. Any questions about Parks and Rec? If not, we'll move down to maintenance. Stacy, come on up, sir.
Well, y'all can see we do have South Campbell and Trevorrow Street paved. Got that done about 2 weeks ago.
Lots smoother.
Everything went well. We got the flyers out on the square last week. I don't think the frost hurt much or yesterday morning, and we're still working on potholes. Weather permitting.
The streets really look nice. Good.
Yeah, they done a good job.
Yeah, great.
I was well pleased with what they done. Anyway.
Yeah, we've still got to get South Campbell marked. S&L Contracting is going to do that. We've still got to get that done, and then they're also going to mark down there by the mill. They're going to mark that as well. And I do want to say Kobe's group did a great job on the square with the mulch and stuff. They came in and helped out and did the mulch and stuff for us too. But I know Stacy and Dale did a real good job getting the flowers out and making things look a lot more springtime and summer for us. And here, hopefully this week they'll get the flags and stuff out as well. Yep.
What about we talked about marking those lanes there at the old subway?
Yep, S&L Contracting is going to get those grounded off as well.
Okay.
They're going to get those off so that way they don't look like parking spots anymore, because I know that we've
I
tried.
put up some bigger signs.
Yep.
Friday too that says no parking. The mothers are just too small to see. So.
Yeah, we would have to facilitate road traffic.
Yeah, we'll get those grounded off and then look at maybe some possible turn lanes and stuff like that, but of course that has to be approved by the state. We can get those old lines taken off, but as far as adding new, those have to be approved through the state, but we're working on that as well.
All right, y'all got anything else?
Can something be done when we coming up the same way where that, I guess, the water leak, where that dip is? As people's not utilizing that 2 lane or staying in that left lane. And
Yeah, we can probably, until the state is ready to blacktop that again, once we get another load of coal patch and stuff in there, we could probably look at putting some of that in there, or maybe getting
probably have to get Crawford.
Crawford or Allen Company in there to fix that.
Not really deep enough for coal patch to heat or two without cutting it out. I really don't.
Yeah, we can definitely add that into some of the other items we're going to talk about in the future.
Where's that at?
Yeah, right there beside Crozat, where we had a leak. What was that? Probably 5-6 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You talking about there's a barber shop fixing that spot?
Yeah, we got.
Both sides. There's one on Danville Street and there's one on Richmond Street.
Yeah. Then back in the winter.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Chief Hughes.
Evening, Council. There in front of you, you'll see the monthly report for the month of April. A few things to highlight there. We had 13 vehicle accidents, again, the same as last month. There are 8 new sexual abuse cases that the City Police Department is working in the month of April, and I'm going to talk about one that just came up this Saturday, but I'll do that here in a minute. It's a little more interesting than just the run-of-the-mill. 33 arrests, 4 guns seized, 103 citations issued, totaling 136 charges and 45 criminal case reports. We responded to or self-initiated 685 calls for service in the month of April. That represents a 10.6% increase from the month of March. Warm weather, we tend to get a lot busier. So over the next several pages there, you'll see just a breakdown of those calls and complaints. Towards the back there is a graph. Rick Shear, our ordinance officer, intended to be here but ended up with a family situation that he was taking care of. So this is the report basically that he had for you all, showing the total amount of payments made to city business licenses for the month. And then there on a couple others, some of the pending cases that he has with ordinance violations, and then the actives and inactives. I wish I could talk a little bit better to that, but I kind of had a Cliff Notes version with Rick on what was displayed there, so that's kind of where we're at on it. There's no questions on any of that. I'll talk a little bit more in depth on some of the cases that were worked this month, and then additionally over this weekend, which was a little unusual. So of those 685 calls for service, there were a few highlighted things of interest, one of those being a robbery, one of those being a strangulation in the first degree, a kidnapping, representing a Class B felony, and at least one wanton endangerment first degree. So it's definitely more violence, more that sort of thing that we see time and time again. And then particularly this past weekend, we encountered a sex abuse case dealing with the trafficking of a juvenile that the gentleman drove from Fort Campbell military base here, and we're working with the Army's Criminal Investigative Division to delve into everything that he's involved in that would have been there on post. Right now, we've identified, I think, 33 charges against this particular individual. We're expecting that to increase pretty drastically. He's very computer savvy. I would try to describe what he was using, but I'll probably sound foolish. I'm not all that computerish, but I believe he was using a false VPN that shows he was in another country and all this sort of thing. So we were able to kind of back do that through the ICAC process and our FBI partners. So that one was a very interesting one. And then two, we also have some pretty serious charges being levied after an incident where a gentleman ran over 2 people with his vehicle intentionally. That led to a pursuit with the city and the county. He is still at large, but charges are pending on him, including, I believe, assault in the first degree with the vehicle and an attempted murder charge. So, very eventful weekend. I do want to say a public thank you to the Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Skeens, and particularly Josh Gibson. I know both were out trying to help us locate this gentleman. I believe participated in part of that pursuit, and their help was very much appreciated. Also, Constable Casey Carpenter. So, any questions or anything about the goings on?
Did that happen Saturday?
Saturday evening.
Like at around 5?
Yes, I believe, yeah. I, to be perfectly honest, I can't remember which one happened first. We had a whole bunch of things going on all at once. I believe the sex abuse came first, and then the vehicle run over. One of those people was sent to Lexington. It was an ordeal.
Did I see today that we had a missing Gary County man that was found deceased?
That is my understanding, yes. I found deceased near his home. Deputy Napier, I know, was one of the responding officers out there. Kelly Ridge, is that right? Yeah. So, yeah, it was a very unfortunate situation, and you know, our hearts go out to the family about that for sure.
Any questions for Chief this evening? Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Interim Chief Whited.
Hey.
Before you get started, sir, if you don't mind, if the council will allow me, I'd like to go down to new business number 2 with the fire chief appointment. I know we've kind of thrown this around the last couple of months, but this evening my recommendation would be that we appoint, or I'm appointing Interim Chief Whited to be our ongoing fire chief moving forward. We went through the application process and the interview process, and he came out with the interview committee. He came out at the top in our understanding and kind of what was going on there. So my recommendation to this council will be that you all approve that appointment this evening, and then we move forward with that. Any discussion beforehand, or do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll proudly make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
A second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, sir.
Thank you all.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
You may continue.
Thank
Chief
you, sir.
Whited.
This month, or last month, April, once again, like the month of February, right at the end, we had a structure fire on Cowden Court, April the 27th, and the crews did an absolutely exceptional job. I was on duty, listened to it on my phone, listened to what they had and stuff, and then drove over after the homeowner stopped by the fire station, inquired about getting a report for insurance company and stuff. Drove over there and looked through the house, and they did an amazing job. When they arrived, they had heavy fire involvement on the back side of the house, to the carport, a shed, into the roof system, and they kept the roof on the house and saved the house. So there was only fire involvement in one room, in the utility room, which backs up right next to the carport. They'll be able to move back in that house if they want to. Probably end up getting a roof on the back of it for some of the joists been burnt. But they stopped the fire where it was at and did an amazing job. And we had a great turnout. Chief Prather was there and is used to having 2 or 3 guys and a couple tanker drivers, and that's not what he had. They had a full load and rolled out like a clown car out of the fire truck, and he was a little overwhelmed to start because we had a pickup truck and the fire truck fully loaded, and then also had mutual aid come in. EMS was there checking on people, and everybody did an amazing job. So the family's really, really pleased. We've been in contact with them a couple times. I got some gloves for them so they can start going through, picking through their stuff, and I got them in contact with CertaPro so they can come in, maybe clean their belongings and get that stuff back to them. But they did an amazing job on the structure fire. We had 3 mutual aid calls. We went to District 1 out Kemper Lane for out of control burn, and we offered manpower for that. Had a missing person in Carterville. We offered manpower for that as well. And then Harrington Haven Road in Camp Dick had a structure fire, and we assisted there. They had, I think, several things on fire out there. It started from a burn and then moved into a deck around a pool and a couple sheds and stuff like that. Pretty windy day, so they had fire moving pretty fast. And then lastly, we had 6 trainings this month, 5 regular Thursday trainings. And he's got 4 of them in here. One of them we didn't, where I teach for the state, I didn't end up putting one of them in for the state. But we went to District 1 for our aircraft class. A guy that works for the State Fire Commission, retired from the airport a year or so ago, knows far more about aircraft than I do. So I recommended everybody go to that, and we had a good turnout for that. Then we had the state's trailer for forcible entry and overhaul. And we also did ventilation this month, so we've had some good trainings and busy people this month. Any questions for me?
Are you ready for this job?
Well, I hope so. It's starting to be a little less like from drinking from a fire hose or eating an elephant. I'm getting the handle on. There's still a lot to it. I was talking to Colby today. I had questions like, "Hey, what about this? How do we do this?" And he's been helpful. Just all the things that go on that you don't do very often. The fires and the runs, like that, I got that part. I can handle running a fire or an extrication or all that stuff. It's the stuff in the bank, or how do we buy this, or where do we find that person that does this service to come in, and stuff like that. So he's been pretty helpful with that. So, and it's getting easier. So because I'm encountering problems and having to fix them, and you don't know how to fix everything. You just gotta know who does.
Just out of curiosity, they did such a good job. What was the response time? How quick they get there?
I would have to go back and look at times, but I would say we're somewhere around 5-7 minutes maybe, because Prather came from home out by the high school, and he got there just a couple minutes before the engine got there. So it was a pretty good response time, but I don't know the times without going back and look at dispatch.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, moving on down to old business. Number 1, City Hall. Mr. Horseman, thank you for joining us this evening. Appreciate it. Me and Mr. Baker had a conversation with Mr. Horseman, I guess about 2 weeks ago.
Yes, sir.
As far as kind of how we come to some type of understanding and resolution on our outstanding issue with what we had going on with Sales City Hall and first right of refusal with Strawberry Fields and things of that nature. So I see you have some